Yo, hey everyone, welcome to Breakout Wednesday for the 11th of Feb 2026. It's currently about 1 p.m. on the West Coast, 4 p.m. on the East Coast. The markets closed like 10 seconds ago. First of all, remember this is no financial advice, not a financial advice. It's simply a video blog and how one trader sees the market, and everyone needs to take responsibility for their own decisions. Had a big rally this week. Here's my beloved gear. Never sold a share of gear. And it's just, I love it. It keeps kind of grinding away, and the All Lords and everything have had a pretty good week so far. So it's been some volatility though. Let me just crap on a little bit about some stuff. First of all, I'm not going to go through them all because it's a bit boring for everyone. But RRL got shaken out of, and there's a few that I did. Okay. There is no trailing stop system in the world that's not going to get you shaken out. Doesn't matter what it is. Support, breaks, ATRs, steps, percent, moving average. They're all the bloody same, guys. Like literally, okay? They've got different personalities, but they all get you shaken out. There's no magic formula here. Got shaken out here, and then it's probably going to keep going. Such as life, okay? There is no, perfectionists are not very good traders because there is no such thing as perfectionism in trading, okay? It's accepting that this shit is so random on every individual trade is just so damn random, and you just need to accept what the market is willing to give you, follow your rules, and just cop it, right? Now, I've done some big picture stuff today. So for those who listen consistently, and I was, back here in Rio, right, this is a monthly chart when I was talking about it, I'm back here in this big base, and I was talking about these huge bases setting up and that the writing was on the wall and that you had to position yourself, blah, 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 okay? And that's playing out, right? So Rio has broken this massive base. This is a base that, I'm just going to reiterate this. This is from July 21 until 2026. Holy shit. That is huge, okay? So what does that mean? It means, and I've talked about this before, sorry I'm repeating myself, but the move, in my opinion, is going to be sustained and gigantic, okay? And that don't get shaken out. I'm just holding those positions in self-managed super funds and long-term accounts, and I'm just letting it do its thing over many, many years, okay? Now, the only reason I really wanted to bring that up was to discuss my weekly scans, okay? I used to do this a couple times a week. I only do it once a week now. Just DARVAS, Frank's box, it really doesn't matter. They all just find in bases. Weekly, bang, do the scan, okay? Then I just scroll through that and I'm looking for big picture ideas like the Rio and the BHP and all that stuff, okay? And there's always stuff in here, all right? Whether or not it's individual stocks that are just setting up and basing, or a general theme. So before the big miners all broken out, there were obviously a bunch of big miners in there, okay, setting up, okay, in these huge weekly constructive bases, okay. And it brings me to the banks, okay, and like the banks are obviously. Back here was way better point to be buying in these huge bases that happened back here, right? But that's years ago, and it's not 2024 anymore. It's 2026. So what are you going to do about it? And the banks keep finding a way to win, right? Let's look at all of them. CBA, been talking about on the forum, how it had this classic fake out here below the lows and then bang, okay? But let's look at all of them. NAB. I'm going to start a thread on the forum, by the way, just looking for exactly that. So NAB back at all-time highs. This is a weekly chart. All right. ANZ. Yeah. What's the other one? Westpac. Never used Westpac. Back near all-time highs. CBA's lagging the other three. Hey, but I wouldn't want to bet on that continuing. So, look, the banks. If you've got a mortgage or you've ever had one, you're going to get it. They find a way to win. They're very, very good at printing cash. And we're a property obsessed nation, and so that is that, right? I own a decent chunk of CBA. I'm not going to sell any of it. I'm going to be in there for many, many, many years, But let's look at some of these other weekly DARVAS boxes. Oh yeah, shit! I'm going to my watch list instead of the results. to save time, I'm just going to go for the ones I've saved because it's too damn hard. 1 second. BGA, right? Okay, base after base after base in this kind of food product stock. It's not my favorite sector, but you know, massive sideways base, little tight little base on the right. You know, bet I was hoping wasn't going to break out today, but obviously it did. That's a weekly chart, daily today. It's in a halt. I'm in bet, by the way. It's in a halt. No, I just saw Basava went into a trading halt. So. Such is life, you know, probably going to get absolutely hammered when this gaps down tomorrow, but let's just wait and see what's happening with that halt. But that was coming up in weekly scans, okay? A lot of the best setups do. Right? If you look here, bet, weekly DARVAS box, boom, okay? I did this scan a while ago before the market had closed on the, anyway. So now I've already talked about ANZ. Interesting one in there is like Dicker data, okay? So this is this old darling of the market that has come down, and just, I just wanted to show you guys like this bottom end stuff that always goes on around the bottoms. You know, you get these flushes, and this actually didn't take those lows out, but you get these big double bottoms, right? And double bottoms, they're not hocus pocus, they're just like, you know, they're real things where stock comes down and just tests its old lows and it goes up. And you know, they're pretty damn reliable when they happen over a long period of time. Like this is a weekly chart, that's a monthly chart. It's pretty clear in a monthly chart, isn't it? And so then like the idea is you find a place to get set. You're looking for tight bases here, and it's the same. I've talked about it. I don't want to go back and look at old charts again, but just countless times. Like for those who are around with that origin trade years ago, like the zero trade, all the tech stocks at the end of that tech sell-off, right? They all had this same pattern then going up. I just think, you know, Dicker data is starting to, you know, is forming that. But it's a bit loose and wild here. I don't really know exactly where I'd get set. So it's one to just watch and formulate opinion with time. HLI, basically, did I stuff that up? No, I did it. HLI, another weekly DARVAS box, like financial services. I don't really know anything about this company, but I just know that, I mean, that's a huge base. Wild, isn't it? Gap downs here and stuff. But anyway, huge base, and that's been basing since, you know, coming up to a year. So it's pretty good. Another one, HMD. Bloody Hermit. I remember this stock when they were doing a roadshow around Perth, like back here. I have a few friends tied up in here. A couple that sank a shitload of money into it. And you know, this company, they were doing all these roadshows around Perth, and you know, presenting and having dinners and splashing, you know, 5K at a dinner, and then just telling everyone about how amazing their company is and stuff. It's like, you know, the biggest red flag is like any company that needs to do a roadshow and put a dinner on and talk shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, the good businesses don't have to do that crap. Like, they're just good business because they're just printing cash and they got cash flow and they don't have to impress anybody, you know. And so it's a big red flag if anyone cold calls you for some stupid dinner in West Perth. Don't do it. Anyway, that's gone down from 25 cents to like pretty much zero. And it's either going to go bankrupt or they're going to figure their shit out. Okay. I'm not even going to start figuring that out right now, but this came up in a weekly DARVAS box. Let's go fair. Where are you? Hermit, HMD. By the way, I'm probably never going to touch Hermit. I just know too much about it and I dislike it. But the weekly DARVAS box there, you know, starts breaking out of that on big volume, then, you know, shit. And another one, MDI, Middle Island, right? Little gold company. And this is probably a little penny stock bit. Just these week, I'm going to stop there because the weekly DARVAS boxes just keep going. There's 113 results. But the MDI one, like, see how the weekly scans just find these big bases? Okay, it found BET. It found MDI. Okay, these clear horizontal resistance lines. That's what they're great at finding. And that's, in my opinion, where the money is over many trades that I take. The money is in these clear horizontal lines. Boom. Okay. Any idiot could see it. Okay. But when they're formed over a long period of time and the resistance is significant, you know, like blaringly obvious and obtrusive, just in your face, massive resistance, then the edge there is massive. Okay. All right, now that is enough for weekly big picture stuff. I just want to quickly talk about a few other setups. So, there's been a bit of a rally in oil. This is not the stock I'm really trying to look at, to be honest. I'm trying to get into this one. And this is sitting here in a DARVAS box. It's got kind of blue sky above it. It's an oil, gas, consumable storage, blah, blah, blah. This is on the NISI. And the thing is, like, the Aussie dollar currently is sitting at like 71.15 or something like that, right? So it's been, I talked about this last week, but it's been rallying. So just Forex crosses love trends, okay? Commodities love trends. They trend better than stocks trend, okay? And once those suckers trend, good luck trying to pick a top. And so the Aussie dollar can just keep trending and trending and trending. And if you convert in your precious AUD into USD, you're going to get a little bit spanked if that trend continues. So just bear it in mind, okay? But EQO, certainly, I do like that DARVAS box on a daily chart, all right? Talked about bet. Let's see if we all, get hammered on that halt or not. IGL, they've been talking about it in the forum, okay? This is not my find. I don't want to claim shit that's not mine. IGOH, it's just at the top. Hey, who did this? Feb 9. AJ, all right? This is AJ's claim, but that's a huge base there on IGL. And VCP, rising bottoms, ascending triangle, whatever you want to call it. But I just love being able to flick to like a monthly chart and see a clear setup. Okay, in a weekly chart, it's clear as anything. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty sweet. BRU. Okay, a lot of the stocks that I'm looking at are also interestingly just found here. Okay, and like BRU, I was looking at independently, but I see also that the boys are in there. Not boys, but everyone. I shouldn't have said boys. Boys and women are in here. It is mainly men. I would like to see that change, right? Like, but it is what it is, Some very good women traders in our forum, though, by the way. There's a couple in particular who I would not want to compete with in a trading comp because I've seen some of their results and it's amazing. But this is Craig, BRU. Yeah, so that's Craig's find. Loves finding good little penny stocks that are about to rip. So BRU, it's thin. Oh shit, today it only did like $528. I didn't realize it was that thin. I'm going to pass on BRU. JMS, okay. This is this churn and burn, 2 billion issued stock that, just takes like, I'm surprised that Polo is into this because I was seeing that he was posting forum on it, JMS, because he tends to like the stocks that just can go up 50% in like 10 minutes. Whereas, So, it might take a bit longer, mate, but that is like, you can't argue the big flat base there, can you? It's just a bit of a churn in stock, isn't it? So let's see what happens. I just wanted to bring PME up. Okay, PME is this stock that obviously we talked about during this front end move up here, right? And then it's just been getting hammered. It's down like over 50%. It's gone from 337 down to 150 or whatever. And I'm not saying it's a setup now. I'm just saying that I chuck all these moving with these big kind of big names that do this stuff. I kind of chuck. Just get rid of all of it. Chuck the moving average out for a little bit, and just if I get some really epic tight setups here, and it like kind of just spring back a little bit, So I'm going to keep an eye on it just because it's such a nice mover. But yeah, what a return to reality, hey, for a lot of these names. Obviously it's a healthcare company, but it's a cross between a software stock and a healthcare stock, isn't it? Like if you read about it, it's not a true healthcare company. So because the health stocks haven't been as hammered as the tech stocks, and the tech stocks have just been getting absolutely obliterated, and PME's kind of been classed in that kind of boat a little bit. And another setup is DUR. So I think Rod posted the forum about this earlier today, maybe. Where is it? Shit. Yeah, it was Rod, I think. It was Tom that posted first. That's years ago now. Rod, yeah, shit, yeah, it's Rod. So it's like, yeah, it's coming up. For me, it came up in a DARVAS scan. Okay, you got this cup, you got this handles, construction engineering, pretty good sector. So, and it's got blue sky above it. So look, talk for 15 minutes. I'm going to get out of here. If there's one thing you took from today, weekly DARVAS boxes. Do it. I promise you. You will not be disappointed, and you will find the mother of all bases on a consistent basis. I think if you look back, pretty much 90% of my best trades have come from weekly scans, 100%, right? A lot of the stocks I talk about here on daily charts, they came up in weekly scans, right? It's just, it's the bee's knees. Take care, everyone. I'll be back next week. Cheers, bye.